In my recent video, I talked about the worst episodes of Gumball, but now we're going to be talking about the best episodes of Gumball. So sit back, relax, and let's begin. Hello to all of you losers. Losers. I mean to all my fans out there. What is up? Welcome back to another video. We're gonna be talking about the best episodes of the Amazing World of Gumball. So about 2 weeks ago, I made a video on the worst episodes of Gumball, and it became either my second or my third most popular video, and I want to thank you for that. With 600 views, that is insane. Thank you guys so much for that. This is the fastest my video has ever gotten that many views. I just want to thank you all for that. And now we're going to be talking about the best episodes of Gumball. And man, are these episodes awesome. So let's begin with the list. At number 5, we've got The Fridge. Man, The Fridge is a masterpiece from the beginning to the end. From the beginning of the family with this little weather chart, from Nicole trying to show Gumball how to be a winner, and from the paintball scene, it is all just so awesome. And also how so freaking hilarious this episode was. I mean, come on, how is this episode not funny to any of you? Seriously. Seriously, there are so much funny moments in this. And also some really awesome moments in this. Now, Nicole is definitely the best part about the episode. It is just hilarious seeing Gumball just doing all of these pretty risky things that could literally kill him, like leaving him out in the middle of nowhere to find his own way home. That's pretty risky. Now, in life, you are dead, but watching it happen to Gumball is pretty funny. And then once he gets to the gas station where he goes completely psycho, it's hilarious. And also, the paintball war scene is the best part about the episode. And it feels like a victory, and it kind of feels like an animated version of a Fortnite victory royale. That's what it kind of feels like. Like a parody of Fortnite before Fortnite was a thing. And it's just pretty cool. Also, the scene where Gumball and Nicole were at the supermarket at 5 o'clock in the morning is cool. And I think that Gumball totally deserved that chicken. Yes, as you can see, he had it first. I'm gonna show you a picture right here. He had his hand on the chicken first. So that old lady needed to back off. And also, she was the one who deserved to be hit with her own cane, not Gumball. But if there's one thing I hate about Nicole in this episode, I just don't like how she treats Gumball. Although it's funny to see it happen, it's also a little bit sad. Not really too sad, but it's kind of sad to see it happen. Now, even though Nicole was the best part about this episode, I still think she went a little far. And I'm pretty sure all of that is child abuse. Well, I don't know if that's I wouldn't really say that's child abuse, but I don't know. I don't got children. I'm only 13, going up to 14. But now let's continue with the list, shall we? Okay, now let's move on. At number 4, we have, drumroll please, The Void. I love the story of The Void. I love when Gumball and Darwin are just trying to get people to remember who Molly was, even though nobody remembers her. The Void is really cool, and I love what they done with the music when Gumball, Darwin, and Mr. Small enter the Void. It's probably some of the best music in Gumball. Now, it's one of the best. I'm not saying it is the best type of music in Gumball, but it is one of them. But yeah. And it also has some funny moments. Now, because of copyright reasons, and because YouTube likes to make strict rules, they suck. I am not going to play a clip because of copyright reasons. But I can just tell you what it is. Yeah, this episode is pretty funny. Like, it was not as funny as The Fridge, but the episode itself was pretty much better. It was cooler than The Fridge, but it wasn't as funny as The Fridge. But yeah, wow, just wow. And even when they, they really have outdone themselves with this episode. I mean, I don't know much to say about The Void, but yeah, it is great to see, exploring a new part of Elmore. And I can kind of see where Mr. Small is coming from. He says that Elmore is not a normal place. Not just because of the dog talking like a man and the man speaking dog. I'm talking about like some of the female characters being voiced by humans. Jamie is a girl, but she is voiced by a guy. Tina Rex is also a girl, but she is voiced by a guy. I don't know why they decided to do that. That's a kind of strange. I think they also may be sus. Huh? What you hiding from us, Cartoon Network? Huh? What you hiding from us? Huh? I don't know why that came into my mind. I just thought about it just to be funny for the sake of this video. But yeah, that's why I put The Void at number 4. Now, I don't really know too much to say, but I guess I can talk about the backstory of The Void. The Void is basically where any mistakes of Elmore go to be, or if they're just too boring, like Molly. Molly was too boring, so she was put in The Void. Now, that's not the full story of The Void, but that's like a shortened story. But yeah. Let's move on to number 3. At number 3, we have the name. I love the name. The name is awesome. Everything is just chef's kiss. Everything is wonderful. I just love everything about it. I love that long speech that Gumball gives to find out his real name. I love the part of Zach. Sure, Zach is an asshole, but he was pretty funny to follow. I think it's also pretty cool how that old actor of Gumball had played 2 parts, Gumball and Zach, which is pretty cool. Now, I do remember his name. I just don't want to pronounce it wrong. Jacob Hopkins, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Now, I know that the first name is Jacob, but it's like Hopkins? I have no idea how you pronounce that last name. But yeah. But with Jacob playing Gumball and Zach's just cool. But also how funny Zach is, and how so funny it was when he starts messing around with Gumball's mind. His memory. No, not his mind. His memory. Where Zach messes with Gumball's memory. Like the time when Gumball was getting his butt kicked by Tobias until Zach completely changes that memory. Yeah. Or when Zach messes with like other things too. Like that was really the only that was really the only thing for like that was like the only clip from the show that Zach messed with. Like, I mean, okay, I don't know why I said that in the video when I don't think you guys know what I mean. But yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I love how Zach messes with the memory where Gumball thought he was gonna make it across the bridge from that episode when he was having an unlucky day. I love how when he thought he was gonna make it across the bridge, but he doesn't. But Zach just makes it look like that he did cross that bridge, and he does a cool pose. Man, just like I said earlier in the video, I wish if I could play a clip, but YouTube is stupid, so I'm not going to play a clip. But I'm sure you know what clip I'm talking about. But yeah. And also the ending where they're trying to get Gumball to City Hall to change his name from Zach to Gumball. That was the best part about the episode. But what's even more cool is when Zach makes a false report about a stolen vehicle, and also he has weapons inside his pockets. That was awesome. But another funny part is when they make it to City Hall, they literally drive the car inside the building, which makes someone go flying out of it. That was pretty cool. I also like the beginning where Gumball and Darwin were at the arcade, where Gumball literally starts to sweat, and then Darwin says, "No, don't. You'll electrocute yourself." That was pretty awesome. And I also like how they foreshadowed. Now, in case of you viewers watching who don't know what foreshadow means, foreshadow is... It's when Arthur, you know what, forget it. But yeah, where they foreshadowed where Gumball needs to have a nickname with 3 letters. I love how they foreshadowed that when Gumball finds that in his memory. And luckily, Zach does not change that. Or also, I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell Zach. Z-A-C. Or maybe that's a short way of spelling Zach. I don't know. I don't got the name Zach. Oh yeah, there was also another clip I was thinking of. What was it again? Oh yeah, when Gumball and Darwin were on the bus, and they kept saying Zach in so many weird voices. Zach. 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 I'm so sorry. I just had to. It's also funny in the clip where Zach literally. Well, no, wait. The clip where when Nicole says they have to get rid of Zach, and he pulls out a bat and says, "One step ahead of you." Like, bro, you trying to kill your own brother or something? Like, that's pretty deep. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually pretty deep, if you ask me. But yeah, and that's why I think that the name deserves to go in 3rd place as the best Gumball episode. And now, let's move on to number 2. These next 2 episodes, my voice is going to sound a little bit quiet. Now, when I say a little bit quiet, like, my voice is going to sound something like this. Something where it's peaceful, you know? Something peaceful, you get to enjoy it nicely. Now, let's move on to number 2. And number 2, we've got The Choices. Here we go. The Choices tells a beautiful, beautiful story of how Nicole and Richard met. I love the moment where there's nobody talking, there's nothing, where it's just music playing, beautiful piano music playing, and there's nobody speaking. You just get to watch these minutes as you just get to watch these 2.5 minutes showing how Richard and Nicole got together, how they met, and also where it led to Gumball, Darwin, and Anais. Okay, well, I mean, there were separate episodes of how Gumball got Darwin and how Anais was born. So yeah, there were each individual. Oh my god, individual. Oh my god, forget it. Individual episodes of how the family came together. But in this episode, it shortens it up with Gumball, Darwin, Anais, blah blah blah. But it's just fun to watch, you know. And also, just like the color. Now, the animation itself doesn't feel different, but they went out of their way to make the color different, special for this episode. I love how they do that. The ending is not the best part about the episode, I should say, but more of like the funnier part of the episode. Again, not the funniest part of the episode, but more of like an enjoyable part of the episode, which will get a good laugh out of you. Kids, please, we want food. We want more. We give us food or whatever. But yeah. Yeah, and the choices with Nicole choosing what could have gone wrong, and who she would have been better off with. Either if it was Harold, Tobias's dad, Banana Joe's dad, or Mr. Small. I think Mr. Small would have been kind of an interesting choice. Because I wouldn't really imagine Mr. Small and Nicole together. Now, I think Harold would have been the best choice. Mr. Small and Banana Joe's dad were pretty weird choices. I mean, when she thought of being together with Banana Joe's dad, kind of made her go psycho. Where it would have been to her just being like, banana, banana. Yeah, so Banana Joe's dad would definitely be the odd one out. Tobias' dad, Harold, a jerk. Pretty much a jerk. He's pretty much a jerk and would basically just mess with everyone. So yeah, as for Mr. Small would have been so weird that she would have died from how cringy he is. So I think that Harold would have been the best choice, even though he is a jerk. But yeah, I still think that Richard was still another good choice. And I really do think that they were definitely meant to be. But not just that, but like, also the next few 2.5 minutes of just like the next, like the 2.5 minutes where it's just beautiful piano music playing, nobody is speaking, and you get to enjoy the clip. And that's why I think that the choices definitely deserves the spot of number 2 on our list. And now we move on to number 1. At number 1, we've got, this time I'm going to add a drum roll, which I didn't add in the last video. Here we go. It is the shell. The show is without a doubt the best episode of Gumball. And it's probably the best way to tell a love story in a show ever. I mean with Gumball and Penny getting together, I just love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. It's got a lot of hilarious moments in it, and definitely adult joke that kids will not understand. Like, seriously, the part where Gumball walks in on Banana Joe when he's watching a video of an orange getting peeled. Like, come on. A kid watching that would definitely not understand what that is. Now, you didn't come here to me explain adult jokes. There might be kids watching this, so nah, I'm not gonna explain it. Like, even if you're not a kid watching it, I really don't feel like explaining the joke. Not that it's too inappropriate, it's just, I just do not feel like explaining the joke. But yeah, the episode itself is just beautiful. I love the part where it's dark outside, and I just love how they made like the part where it's made the part in the dark look so real. Basically, anytime where there's a scene in Gumball when it's dark out, it every time just feels real, just feels so real. It feels like how the dark would actually look like in real life. Probably because Gumball has animation that looks so real to real life. Well, not the animation, the characters are 2D. But, like, you get what I mean. I'm sure you get what I mean. So yeah. And I also love the message that Gumball gives to Penny. I love when he tells her to just be herself and come out of her shell. Like, it's always good to be yourself and show who you are. And if you're too afraid to, then have someone help you out. That's why Penny has Gumball, where Gumball tells her to just be herself and show who she really is. Never hide your real self. Always show who you are. And if people don't like it, then don't be near them. If you need to find someone, who will hang out with you. Someone will see someone who will appreciate you, someone who will appreciate for who you really are. So Gumball has Penny, and if it were not for Gumball, Penny would not be showing the real her today, and she would just still be inside that shell, which looks like a coconut with holes in it, just like what Gumball says. And yeah, she did actually kind of look like a coconut with holes in it. But yeah, overall the message where it just shows to be yourself and show who you really are. And and that's not what her dad does. Her dad shows a really bad example, and I think he is just a really bad influence. You should never teach that to your kids. Now, some viewers watching this might be like, oh, what do you know? You don't have children. You're right. I'm 13, going up to 14, don't have any children. But I can tell you, this is a really bad influence, and you should not show this to your kids at all, if you plan on having any. Don't ever be like Penny said, where he says, you don't know what you want. I decide what's best for you. No. That's not what you do. You have to let people decide what's best for them. You can't control them. You're not in charge of them. Now, technically, parents can also decide what's best for them. Even though it's sometimes good to do that, for the most part, for the 90%, 90% of it should be up to us what we choose to do, not your parents. Your parents get to keep the 10%, while you keep 90% of what's best for you. We choose who we want to be. We choose to be our own self. I love that message that Gumball gives. And also, the love story in this is just beautiful. I love it. Oh, and that is why I think that the show goes at number 1 of the best episode of Gumball. Now, yeah, this is also probably the best ending to Gumball ever. The story, the episode is amazing, and the ending is the best ending to Gumball ever. With Gumball and Penny sharing a kiss to show how much they love each other. It's just beautiful. Now I just want to go through one thing out of the way. I was gonna add a few honorable mentions, but it would have made this video way too long, and I do not have that kind of storage. And I do not have enough storage, so yeah. And also, you know how when you make chapters to videos where you make you know how when you go to the description, you add these things called chapters, where it's kind of hard to explain, but I'm sure you get what I mean. Now, if you go to my video where I talk about the worst episodes of Gumball, you will see that there are chapters. I did not add these chapters. They just magically appeared. Now, a lot of you might not believe me, but no, I'm not lying. I did not add those chapters. So I do not know how they got there, but hey, they're there. And yeah, just want to put that out of the way. And I love how they put outro, but they didn't put out. I love how they put an intro, but they didn't put an outro. Again, I did not add those chapters. I do not know how they got there, but yeah. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh.